Morning, everyone. It's been a minute. I've been a bit stuck with the whole recording thing for YouTube, but I thought today marks two weeks since I've been in a bit of a mini cut, so thought I'd bring you along for my leg day. Also, post up the check-in pics, sort of talk through what I'm doing with that, and then yeah, see how we go. Take along for the day. So today's my online client and some of my hybrid client check-in days. So I have today out of the gym, so I'll go in, train, get it done nice and early, and then so I've got the whole day to sort of sit down, do check-ins, and whatever else I need to get done. But gonna get all my pre-workout supplementation all done, which I've got here. Got 30 grams of cyclic dextrin and 10 grams of creatine, 10 grams of glutamine, and then my morning vitamins. So I'm gonna take them, have my super sups, and then go for my morning walk. Already stretched and rolled out this morning, so get a few steps in, get some blood into the legs, and then get prepped and go to gym and ready for a good quad biceps leg session. Right, so we're back from steps this morning and just getting my pre and intra workout stuff sorted. So pretty much what we have going on here is, so I've already put some salt in my pre, but I have 4 grams of bar jar mineral salt. So that is literally just for my pre, intra and post workout. Then I have, like I said before, my 30 grams of cyclic dextrin, 10 grams of creatine, and 10 grams of glutamine. And then I have one of these bad boys in that shaker with a scoop of hydrate. And then my intra, I have another one of these with another scoop of that. And then sipping on is water with just some hydrate in there. So plenty of hydration going on with potassium, sodium, all that sort of stuff, phosphate. And yeah, so that's sort of the gist of what my pre and intra is looking like at the moment. And honestly, like I went from, like I'm not on low calories, like I'm on 3600 at the moment. I'm going to drop them again for tomorrow, being a rest day, but for the following 4 weeks, again, I'm gonna hit it pretty hard, especially that cycle's gone back in. So yeah, trying to just sort of preserve as much as I can, but I just want to get in, get out, get back in a good spot. Not that I wasn't before, but get in a spot that I'm happy with and then push again. But where the fuck was I going with that? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Fucking ever since I've started having these as like my pre-intra and that sort of thing, and especially with all the minerals like your electrolytes and that, like I feel a lot more satiated on 3600 calories than I did on 5300. So like, yes, macro, obviously you go off your macros and that, but yeah, if your fiber, your calcium, all that sort of stuff isn't in a spot, then I think that'll sort of all not just jeopardize your training performance, but I definitely think it helps with your hunger signaling and that sort of thing. So that's one thing I've noticed personally. I don't know whether anyone else has, but that's just one thing I've noticed with implementing these small little changes in the week that I've done it. So yeah, but very, very keen to go train legs this morning. I've swapped out pendulums for heel elevated Smith machine squats. I did these last week and they felt fucking immense. So I'm very, very keen to get in and go heavy on these. So yeah, I'll see you in the gym. Sort of do like a train and talk video. So I just thought I'd do a little bit of a sort of voiceover thing. So pretty much started off with seated hammy curls and then 2 sets on these. Pretty much with all my exercises, whether they're single joint isolation movements or compound movements, I'm trying to stick sort of around that between 5 to 8 rep mark at the moment. Like if I feel I can get some more, I obviously will, but I want to be using sort of weight that challenges me within that rep range. Just sort of something I'm doing at the moment, and looking at obviously doing this for a month and then for a month after that, sort of just do sort of higher reps, so between 10 to 15, even a little bit higher maybe. I downloaded a few or bought a few ebooks and that, and I've been doing a lot of research in like signaling with hypertrophy and that sort of thing. Obviously, mechanical tension being the main driver of hypertrophy, but also the signaling within the body. So that is one thing that I took away from it, was periodization with rep schemes and that. So that's something I'm going to be trialing and seeing how that goes for me. But and then we moved on to some heel elevated Smith machine squats. I done these the week before. I love pendulums, but I just wanted to sort of give them a break because I've been flogging the absolute shit out of them lately, and sort of started getting a little bit of knee joint issue just with the loading and that sort of thing. So and I just found that these are a lot more forgiving on my knees with the single ply knee sleeves as well, and I can still use a fair amount of weight and get away with it with minimal knee pain, and definitely can feel the next day how much like the emphasis that they put on the quads. And I find obviously with your angled Smith machines like this one here, I have the bar coming down, so it's creating more knee flexion because it's forcing the weight to be down and pushing down against you. So that's what I find, instead of having the weight on the, like me facing the opposite side, so the weight's coming away from me, just so it sort of mimics the same movement pattern as a pendulum squat. And yeah, really good. No lower back issues, keeping my trying to keep my chest upright, and then yeah, just get maximum depth that I can, and then shooting up, obviously still pressing through the heels to a point, and yeah, doing that, and I find that works well for me. And then moving on to seated hip abductions, I do 3 sets here on my quad bias day, and then 2 sets on my hamstring bias day. Just really trying to drill these in. I've been really having at these for the last probably 6-7 months, just absolutely drilling them, because before now I used to do them hit and miss, but yeah, they're definitely something I rotate through quite a lot, just to try and get a bit more thickness through my quads. As when I evaluate my own physique, I find that I lack quad thickness. Like I have an okay amount of depth between hamstring and quad, but the actual thickness of my quad, even though I absolutely drill them, just yeah. So I'm just trying to obviously still get that sweep. That's why I do, as you're seeing here, single leg press, because I find that really targets my outer quad a lot, with my feet placement being really low. But yeah, it's just something that I'm just trying to create. So when I'm standing front on, I still have some good quad and leg thickness. So that's my idea behind that. And then yeah, obviously moving on to single leg press. Could probably go a little bit deeper here. I done 5 plates a week before, and it like I moved it, but it felt very risky. Yeah, it just didn't feel very good, so I've dropped it again, and obviously knee to chest and that sort of thing. But yeah, fairly happy with these. I feel like I could maybe drop the weight a little bit more and try and get a touch bit more depth, such that I'm getting a bit more knee flexion out of it. But yeah, I got 2 sets there, but I didn't record the last set. I just dropped a 10 off each side. Excuse me, and then went again, so sort of just a back off set. And then here, obviously got leg extension, still trying to stick within that rep range. I find after I've done a few compound movements like the squats, the leg press and that sort of thing, my knees are a lot more warmed up and forgiving on this movement when I'm using weight. Before this session, I actually jump on and I do a fair bit of single leg work on the leg extension and the hamstring curl, just to sort of warm my knees up a lot, because I find obviously from when I was a kid playing a lot of sport and that sort of thing, I didn't really look after my body, so my knees were a little bit shot. I also had Osgood-Schlatter disease as well, so my tendons actually came off the bone, and then it caused the bone to actually, on the joint, to actually grow out to reattach to itself. So that's something I struggled with a lot. Probably when I was like 13 all the way to probably 15. They still hurt here and there, but nowhere near as bad as what they did. I never used to even be able to squat, to be honest. So yeah, it's a good feeling to sort of have that. But yeah, just really focusing on squeezing at contractions, still trying to go heavy, get a good rep and that sort of thing. But yeah, and the hustler pad as well, because these hammer strength machines are very, very fucking shit for the range of motion with that. So yeah, just a quick little pump check to see how they're feeling. But yeah, the hammer strength machines are shit for the range of motion for the seated leg extension. So I throw the hustler pad. I was just rolling up a yoga foam mat and putting that in, but I finally got one of these. So very, very good investment. I'm very happy with that. And then finally moving on to standing calf raise. So I swap between seated and standing, doing standing on my quad bias day, as I don't do a whole lot of hamstring work, and it's not as much. I find it's just a lot better for me to do standing on my quad bias day, as I'm not fatigued through my posterior, and then on my hamstring bias day, because my legs are, well, my whole posterior is pretty well fucking cooked. So I just do seated, as it just takes that pressure off my back and that sort of thing. Just something I like doing, and also just rotating between the two. With these, I'm just trying to get a lot of ankle flexion, just get a lot of depth. Obviously trying to squeeze as high as I can go. I have very shit ankle mobility, so that's that. But yeah, I just find, because obviously when we walk every day, we are from that point up. So I find myself just getting that full stretch. So yeah, that's a wrap on that. Alright, so leg day done, as you would have seen. Very, very solid leg session. I think felt very, very good. Definitely good to go a little bit heavier on Smith machine squats this week, as I got a feel from last week. Thought that's a number I can push. So definitely happy with what I got there. Did a bit of a weight regression on leg presses. I did 5 plates aside last week for single leg, and it felt okay, but didn't feel comfortable. So I dropped back to 4 plates and a 10, which felt a lot better. Still only got 8, and then dropped back to just 4 plates for my second set, and got, I think, 8 again or something like that. But yeah, very solid session. Very happy with it. Now onto the post-workout meal, which is 250 grams of low-fat Greek yogurt, 15 grams of WPI, and 135 grams of rice bubbles, with 3 grams of cinnamon. So, and then just going to find something to pick to watch on YouTube while I eat this, and then go up and do client check-ins after this. So yeah, I may probably end the video here, to be honest. Not much more happened today, just a bit more food, and yeah, just check-in. So nothing too exciting, but yeah, that's a wrap. That's how this quad bias leg day is looking at the moment. 2 weeks into the mini cut at the moment, 4 weeks to go. So definitely after today, going to drop the hammer on calories. So yeah, sitting at 3,600 down from 5,300. So that was quite a decent drop. I went 4-4 for a few days. I think it was like 4 days, and then dropped to 3,600. They're my train days, and then rest days are 3,000. But I think moving forward, I'm gonna see. I dare say I'll drop it to about 3,000, maybe 2,800. Just to really put a nail in it, and then do like 2,200, 2,400 rest day cals. So that'll be the gist of that, and hopefully in 4 weeks' time we'll be looking a whole lot leaner and ready to make the most out of this next growth phase. So I think I've got 15 weeks going off my calendar, just off the top of my head, by the time I get out of this mini cut and then launch back in. So still plenty of time to put on some new muscle tissue and make some good progress, and then go into prep for season A 2027. So very keen for that. But yeah, that's the gist of that. And thanks for watching.